Okay, everybody can hear me? Thank you guys for coming, taking time to come eat with us and learn about the Raul Jimenez dinner. I'm a team member here, of course. I've been working in quality inspection, receiving inspection for 13 and a half years. I have been involved with the Raul Jimenez for 21 years now, and I believe I brought Toyota aboard, and this will be our 7-ish year taking part in the Raul Jimenez dinner. It does take part the day of Thanksgiving, and from beginning we had like maybe 30 volunteers. Last year we had like over 50 by the end of the day, just that showed up throughout the time. So we have Patricia Jimenez, who will be giving you all the information and just talking a little bit more about the dinner itself, so I won't go into all about the dinner. I did have, and this was totally unplanned, this week I had, you go out and you're helping feed people that are less fortunate or just have nowhere to be on that day. And this week I was really taken by a team member, and I will not go into names, but evidently last year he saw me at the Raul Jimenez dinner, and he came up to me and asked if Toyota volunteers. So what do we do? Why was I there? So I went on with the spiel, yes, we do volunteer and so forth, but he was there as an attendee, not a volunteer. And some of your fellow team members who also shared their experience here at Toyota and so forth, along with information that I had passed on to him, gave him a little brighter light at the end of the tunnel to whatever issues he was going at the time. Long story short, he now works with one of our contracting companies, and he was there once, and now he wants to give back to them because the Raul Jimenez dinner did an awesome job that day for him, giving him more than he even had or was ready for that day. So, you guys impact a lot of people with the littlest thing that you think you do on that day. But I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Patricia Jimenez so she can discuss more about the dinner, the volunteer opportunities, and then if there's any questions afterwards, we'll be here right here.
You need this, right, for them, for the questions? Thank you.
You need both.
Oh, I need both of them. Hello, good morning. How is everyone doing today? Wonderful. Thank you so much for having me. We are so grateful to Toyota and the Toyota Christian Fellowship Group for all that you do to support us. We're getting ready to feed 25,000 seniors, needy families, the homeless, veterans, underprivileged individuals, and we couldn't do it without your support. Every year, it's awesome to see members of the team backing up with the big old order of yams. It's more like a pallet plus, right? Yeah. And that's from the work that everyone does. And so some people feel like, well, I don't really have a lot to share, so it won't make a difference if I give. Every canned good that we receive from the community is opened and utilized. And so we couldn't do it without the help of everyone here today. So for those of you that have never heard of the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner, I'd like to share a little history. Can I see a hand of people that maybe don't know about the cause? Almost everybody knows, right? But it's a San Antonio tradition now, and we're celebrating our 40th year. But it started out in 1979 by my father, Raul Jimenez, who wanted to give back in appreciation for his blessings. And often knew that seniors are often alone. Not all of them have a lot of family or contact with human beings, and some of them are very on a fixed income, so they don't have the funds to actually have a meal. And as Mandy said, the fellowship, having that human contact. So he said, I want to start something to give back on Thanksgiving, because I feel like nobody should be alone on Thanksgiving, right? It would be sad, wouldn't it? Okay, so he started doing that, and the first year, some of his friends said, I don't really think people are going to come because they're going to be busy with their families. And he said, you wait and see, there's a need. And the first year, 200 senior citizens were fed at the first Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner. And shortly thereafter, more people got word of it and wanted to participate, and we started to receive small donations of $5 and $10 saying, good work, I'd like to contribute. And now, fast forwarding to 2019, we're getting ready to feed. How many people are we getting ready to feed?
25,000.
Oh, everybody is listening. Thank you. So this is truly a feast of the heart because it's not just a meal. There are people from all walks of life coming in. And as Mandy mentioned, a smile, a kind word, just the fact that you're somewhere where you're not being judged can mean a lot for someone, can provide that hope they need so they can continue. Like the gentleman that was there and, you know, didn't have work, and suddenly he was touched. God works in mysterious ways, and he works through us all, right, at one point or another. And so Mandy was there to provide him information, and now he's employed and doing well. So definitely we appreciate all that you do to make this happen. Just to give you an idea of how much help we need, it takes about 4,000 volunteers from beginning to end. And some of you have worked the day of, and then some of you, I spoke with one gentleman who has been in the kitchen. Yes, and so we're very grateful. Every bit helps. So we're grateful for that, and then we also have community support from elementary school kids who are learning to give back at an early age. Can anybody tell me how that is or what they do to help? Oh, this gentleman with the hard hat in the back. Yes, all the placemats and the centerpieces that we use to decorate all of our tables are made by elementary school kids throughout the city. And a lot of them have beautiful messages on them. And our dinner guests really love them. Another opportunity for them to feel needed and to feel special. I want to share a story about a gentleman. Well, I saw some clips from a gentleman who was homeless who came to the dinner last year. And what happened was that it was a little cool. It was a little bit cold the night before Thanksgiving, but he lost his sleeping bag, or his sleeping bag was stolen. That's how he described it. So he really didn't have a place to sleep and thought, well, in order to keep warm, I'm going to just continue walking and walking until until the doors from the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner open so that I can go in. And on his way, as he was walking and trying to stay warm and trying to just make time go by quickly, he met another homeless woman who he invited to come. And the one thing that they said was that, and I'm sorry, sometimes it makes me want to cry. The one thing they said was that they felt it was okay to come in because they weren't being judged, but because they got tired of being rejected, and they got tired of being told no and being treated like, you know, second-class citizens. And as we all know, we are all God's children. And so thank you for being a blessing for those folks that come that have not felt welcomed, that haven't been treated with kindness and love. And so we're very grateful for that. And we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for making this truly a feast of the heart for all those who would otherwise do without. Now, does anybody have any questions? Everybody pretty much knows everything that goes on with the dinner? Okay, well, I know that they're going to be handing out sign-in sheets for you to sign up. And the wonderful thing is that you don't have to worry about going online and signing up. You can sign up here. It's easy.
Do you have other opportunities throughout the week if anybody has?
Oh, yes. It's like, I know not everyone can make it on Thanksgiving Day. So we do start in the kitchen from the Sunday before up until Wednesday. And then on Wednesday afternoon, from noon to 4, we have volunteer opportunities for children to actually come and lay out all the placemats and help decorate. So check with Mandy and the group, Joshua, and they'll help you get signed up. Thank you again for being a blessing. Oh, do you have a question?
Yes. What is, of course, I know, I have an idea, but just wanted you to say it, like what the Raul Jimenez dinner means to you.
Oh, what does it mean to me? Okay, that's a good one. Well, I obviously have a special connection, an emotional tie to it with my father and my mom, who recently passed in June, from them having started this. But we all have options and we all have free will, so it wasn't something that I had to do. And when I say that I've done it from the heart, I truly mean it, because it's a lot of work and a lot of sacrifice, but I don't see it as that. I see it more as a labor of love. But growing up, and seeing the need and how the event has blessed folks, and then also an appreciation for everybody who was there to support my mom and dad and those first 19 years before he passed. As a family member, I said, the least I can do is, because I already believe in the mission, is to walk alongside the community to continue this. So it's a very personal thing, but also it's very rewarding. And in the end, I always look to God for guidance and strength, and He always is there to bless us. So that's what I'm very grateful for. Thank you.
Just another question.
Sure.
Just, is there any like one or two moments out of the 40 years that you've been there that stick out the most, and like why are they important? I know it's a lot of years. But
Yes.
I guess a moment or memory. I know Mandy has had her testimony, but is there any like testimonies that you have that you would like to share?
Well, this one gentleman came to the dinner, and I happened to know him for a very long time because he was in media, and he would always come and cover the event. You know, he was a cameraman, so he'd always come and take, but I didn't realize that he had actually come to the dinner years back when he was suffering from drug addiction. And at that time, he had just kind of like was working his way into rehab and being off drugs, but he had completely lost the support of his family. You know, he didn't have anyone, and he didn't have the courage yet to go back to say, you know, talk to his family and repair those wounds. And so he said, I came to the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner, and I wasn't alone. I felt supported. Because you know how it is, every now and then, you know, we're feeling down and suddenly the phone rings. The person doesn't know that you're having a bad day, but just hearing their voice, and you know, it lifts your spirits. Well, this is how it was for him. And you know, obviously he was doing well and had been off of drugs for many years. But it touched my heart to know that, you know, people, we just don't know what people's experiences are, what they're going through, and that he was able to bounce back. I mean, it wasn't that one event, but it was, we were there for him, and he had a place to go, because he said he just couldn't face his family yet. So that's just one. There are a lot. I remember this one man, he was homeless as well, and he came in right at the tail end, like at 4:30, when we were almost finished. But of course, we always keep an eye out for those folks, because we never want to turn anyone away, and we'll make sure to find food for them. And he asked for 3 plates. And he ate all 3 plates, and he was hungry. And I mean, it's not the fact that he ordered 3 plates, but it was the fact that he hadn't eaten in so long, that he was so hungry that he ate. I mean, he didn't like just eat part of it and leave part of it. He ate everything and was very grateful. So there's so many stories. I can tell you this one man. He was a senior citizen. I don't want to bore y'all, so I got to come over here too, so that there was a senior citizen, and he came to me and said, you know, I want to give back. This dinner blessed me when I really was in dire straits, but my situation has changed. And I was like, oh, well, thank you. And he's like, I want to give you, and I said, oh, no, sir, we don't accept. I mean, you don't have to pay for this meal. It's free. Just enjoy. He goes, no, but I want to give you a little something. And it was in a little paper towel. And it was wrapped up in a little square. And it was a little bit thick, but I thought, you know, it's what, I didn't know. I thought maybe $10, but he insisted. So I said, I'm not going to be rude. And I thanked him. And I put it in my pocket, knowing that at the end of the night, I was going to pull it out and make a, you know, account for it, right? Well, he mentioned to me, this dinner was here for me when I really needed it. My situation's changed, and I want to give back. So then at the end of the night, can anybody guess what was in the paper towel? Anybody? Well, I open it up, and thinking it's $5, $10, and any amount would have been fine. It was $1,000, $1,000. And it really helped us out a lot because $5 feeds 2 people on Thanksgiving Day. But that in itself told me that it meant so much to him that he decided that he was going to bless others because he knew how much it meant to him. Those are some of the unique stories that we have. I mean, I could go on, but we don't have that time, right? Oh, do you have a question, miss?
What's the time frame? What time do the doors open?
Oh, that's a good question. We open at 9 a.m. and then we start with an all-faith worship service at 10, from 10 to 10:30, and then musical entertainment from 10:30 to 4:30. And then we serve food from 10:30 to 4:30. And for seniors, a lot of them, they eat early. So for some folks, 10:30 seems early, but not for them. They're ready to go. And we have a musical, oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, and we have musical entertainment where people can dance and have fun and enjoy. And also, I forgot to say one other thing. Your support also blesses folks that are in homes that can't get out. We have 3,000 meals that are designated to be delivered to homes. And it's not just seniors. It could be a disabled person who's physically disabled and can't make it, or maybe somebody who's blind. We had 2 people that called in that said they were blind and needed support. So we do our best. And so thank you again for everything. We really appreciate it. God bless.
Okay, just a little on that. I'm going to piggyback on her Meals on Wheels. The very first year I did it, what brought me to the Raul Jimenez dinner was the death of my husband. Had a 7- and an 8-year-old, and they had nothing to be thankful for that year. Well, we ended up serving, we ended up helping out, and then they needed help with Meals on Wheels. So my son, the last meal we delivered was a really nice old lady. And she had nobody, and he was just blown away that a little rectangle box was, the world to her. Long story short, our friendship with her lasted for about 4 years till she passed because she had no one. She had no family. She had nobody to visit her, just her 4 walls and her whoever took the time to go visit. So it's really, you build a lot of friendships. You're not going to come out of there with 25,000 new family members, but it's going to feel like it because they're really appreciative. And on that note, we're going to have, I'll be asking for 50 volunteers, 2 shifts, 10 to 12, and then 12 to 2:30. We did start a sign-up sheet, so if you want to sign up today, if not, we'll be leaving it in the TMR. And like she said, if you want I know kids are out of school for that week, and they need volunteer hours, I need Sunday through Wednesday, get with me and I'll get with her so we can work on that. And that day of, like I say, I give kudos to our team members because people coming off on nights go straight there to share, their Thanksgiving, and their families go there, and then they have their Thanksgiving dinner there after they're done volunteering as well. So it's a really heartwarming day. So I hope to see a bunch of y'all there, or spread the word. Let them know they can come to me, Josh, or anybody from TCF, and we'll get y'all signed up.
And if you have Facebook, please join us on Facebook because you'll see everything that we do behind the scenes. And you'll be notified of everything. You'll see the delivery of the Toyota canned good yams. And before you go, could we take a selfie? I want to get everybody in there. Is that okay?
Good.
All right.
Turn around.
Maybe I should get back here. Okay.
Yes.
Are we getting everybody though?
know
Can
if they
people
see.
kind of okay.
I don't have a selfie stick.
You're too far for me. There you go.
Oh, okay, I got a couple people. All right, 1, 2, 3. Queso!
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Awesome.
Bring your yams.
Yes.
What are you going to put up started out there?
Well, next week.
Next week?
Thank you again. Thank you. Have a good day. Appreciate it.
If you haven't signed up, sign-in sheets are on multiple tables, so please sign in. And also, like Mandy said, volunteer sheets are also on the map. Thank y'all for coming.